During World War II there was a phenomenon called wandering wives, and at one point there were 1.25 million women that fit that label, following the soldiers. The women followed boyfriends and husbands around to different bases as they were being trained to go overseas. There were no government programs for the women, they moved frequently in many cases as the men were moved with their training. Often American citizens housed and employed these women. One person on Reddit described their mother's experience. "My mom spent 3 years on the West Coast living with several families for free because my dad was a sailor in the South Pacific. It was their war duty to house a wife while waiting for her husband to return for a short while. While there she had a variety of jobs. In every case her employers told her to take whatever time she needed when my dad's ship came in. Her job would be waiting for her when she returned. In 1963 we took a 3-week trip from the Midwest to California. I was 12, my brother 15, to see many of these people. My folks wanted us to meet these kind people, and it was a grand reunion for them." Silly Resist 8306 on Reddit. Many of these military bases were located in the South and are near the coasts. And a lot of these women came from the North or Midwest. Jane Letter said on a podcast, "So you had this conflict of Northerners and Southerners, and sometimes they were not particularly friendly or welcoming." Letter also said, "There were almost no African American wandering wives because of this. Although a few wives of the famous Tuskegee Airmen braved it. But those women, often highly educated and from privileged backgrounds, remained safe by staying on the campus of Alabama's Tuskegee Institute, the black college where the airmen trained. Some Jewish wives found cool receptions too." One woman Letter interviewed recalls the pain of being ostracized by her housemates when she told them she was Jewish. Although World War II was a time filled with challenges, social, emotional, logistical, and financial, Jane Letter says there was one thing the service wives she interviewed agreed upon about their experience. "All of the women to whom I spoke clearly said that while they can't imagine that they'd ever be able to do it again, if push came to shove, they certainly would. Many women shared spaces, rentals they could leave quickly as the men moved around. Others, like the Reddit poster whose husband was in the South Pacific, stayed near the coast for easier access when their soldiers got leave. Some traveled cross-country in groups to meet with their soldiers. It is said when the soldiers got leave, 1 day a week, they would take turns with their rooms for encounters, while others waited and necked in the cars outside. After the bombing of Pearl Harbor, everything was blown to bits and long-held attitudes toward love and sex were absolutely up for grabs. Neither the military nor the government provided housing or any support. Some of the women even slept in their cars. The soldiers were given 1 day a week to see their partners. New towns popped up near the bases, and again there were not resources for the women. If the men were not off the base, the women would find ways to get to the soldiers, even taking a bus and visiting across fencing. As Letter says, they were ordinary people, living in extraordinary circumstances.